be a threat against anyone, even with Wenton, no matter what. Because Wenton himself has been an underrated player. I think a lot of the Swedes from Team Acer, which was Threat's previous
Spitfire was the last player.
Spitfire, right, yeah.
Thank you to the person who tweeted it.
A lot of those players are very good. You know, the likes of Spitfire, Slap and Crystal and Wenton, all very good players. And good team players as well. So hoping to see more from all of those guys. But of course, Wenton is fitting in well so far with Fnatic. From what we've seen, and in we are with the pistol round. In towards the A-bomb site, NIP will march. And they have only, well, Frybog's dead now. I'm not sure if he had any grenades, but everybody else has Kevlar. So they're ready to take the body shots. But not the headshots, because those are fatal, James. Because they have no helmets.
So, just the one frag so far. Pit's looking for any flanks. The NIP players paranoid. I think everybody's watching them down, and they are indeed, if they are CTs. But where are the CTs? They're playing, well, again, they've got good control over towards B, which allows them to have 3 people over towards A. They still have the range advantage with these USPs, but Crims is closing the distance, doesn't want to get caught out. Get right, getting a bit of a tag there. Both teams just fishing at the moment, but nothing is getting reeled in. Pit charging towards the site now, getting taken down from Crims on long. This will answer back, making it 3 versus 3. The kit was with Flusher, I believe, but he has gone down. But it will be retrievable. Both CTs coming in from the back, and the bomb is planted for CT, where the Ts will retreat, but it existed stuck on the site. So this crossfire will need to come in to help him.
Yeah, this will be a tough one, and Wenton gets the first pop. JW goes down though. Wenton pushes on further. Can he get something out of this? No. It will be Get Right with the frag, and NIP with the T round, T pistol. And again, like those T pistols for NIP are more impactful than it feels like for other teams, because just the fact that they can start with a good economy, they're able to suppress the CT side immediately and dictate the pace immediately. And for them, with the kind of strategies and stuff that they have, you know, on board, they generate so much momentum out of it that it really makes life hard for the CTs. And their economy gets so good that when the CTs eventually can win rounds, if Fnatic have done their, or rather, if NIP have done their job correctly, they still can buy. So that's the danger of NIP with those T pistols. We saw it last map. Let's see if Fnatic can do a better job against this one. They force bot, but will they find the frags? They have. They haven't stacked anything. They've got players all over the place. Crims with the scouts. Ooh, there's a tag. That's dangerous. That's Forrest has an AK as well.
Tag. Yeah, he stands at 14 HP. 14 HP. Often the scout tag can do 35, but to do 86. That's pretty meaty. The only scout on the Fnatic side, but it has slowed down the NIP advance, and JW is, of course, as per usual, showing no respect to the weaponry on the NIP side. We'll be going for the information play, potentially the flank. Just going to bide his time. He can protect B, short, and connector for his team. And again, that will also allow Fnatic to have 3 people over towards the A site once again.
So here we go. We've got the nades to come in right now. Crims will have to evacuate. The bomb has been planted. NIP exploding onto the site. Fire everywhere. Righteous Hellfire. Righteous Hellfire? Don't know if that is a thing, but well, now it is.
I suppose it can be, you know, depending on your allegiance.
I suppose so, yes. It does indeed. And now Fnatic are in an interesting spot. They're going to go for the retake here onto the site, but they're very... no, actually, sorry. I completely misread the minimap. That happens sometimes on OVerpass like Nuke. But they are going to fall back now, it seems. Not going to go for this, which does make a lot of sense. I do like that much more than a retake attempt into the choke points on which NIP awaits. Instead, they'll get 2 rounds out of their force by 2 chances to do something.
Worth noting, NIP did win the knife round, and they selected the T side for their shenanigans. So far, so good. 2 for 2. 1 player getting taken down from the saving CTs.
Worth noting that he was the guy with the Mac 10. So probably by design there that they send Get Right in. You also have the crappiest gun. Go forth and have fun.
Go forth and be merry. Well, Fnatic have a number of players with armor in this round because of the save from the previous round. Flusher has been dropped to Mac 10. Crim's the only man who does not have Kevlar in this round. So this is still a dangerous round for NIP. We've got the 5.7s in play, as well as the CZ P250. So there's lots for Fnatic to do, to try and do. And again, the CTs have got short B for free, which limits quite a bit what NIP can do. And again, it means that Fnatic can put at least 3 people over towards the A bomb site. Time, though, is still with the NIP side. A minute 20 on the clock here, so they can try to force their way into certain areas should they choose to, but looks like Fnatic are seeking yet more aggression now, moving through towards the toilets. Lots of close corners being occupied by the Fnatic team.
Yeah, it's, I mean, Get Right did actually buy the Mag 10 again, so might just see him try to be the expendable entry man, but actually it's Pit that's going to be going first here. Wenton on the angle, 5-7, boom! Head is exploded all over the toilet wall. And that's Flusher picking up the Mag 10 from the previous round, getting 2 kills with it. That's a lot of money in the bank, and all of a sudden, Fnatic on this third round are doing a huge amount of damage to NIP, who could even potentially lose a round here. Flusher with a perfect flash there. Damage is done onto Forest. Forest is in critical condition. Dennis is even set up here to capitalize on the distraction. Tapping away. Where's the kill? There's no kill somehow, but Forest is on 8. ECS is on 6. Flusher and Dennis have done a fantastic job here. What the hell do NIP do to save this one? Flash in, ineffective. Dennis is ready. Poised and ready, both players coming in. Another kill from the Mag 10. Will it find a fourth? Yes, it will. Flusher is going to be rolling around in the dough.
Well, there we go. So that save from the previous round will help them take this round over the line. Fight continues for NIP though. AK is coming out. So this round will be quite the test, as both teams will have basically no money left. I mean, there's a bit on Fnatic, so they could go for a bit of a force in the next round should they lose this one, but let's see which way it goes. Get right down to the Tech 9 on his side. There are reasonable nades, and it seems NIP might be going for a fast play into the A side with Get Right, sorry, B side with Get Right leading the charge here. Pressuring Wenton, he is down quite low indeed. More smokes coming into the CT pool area to stop them from stopping the bomb plant. That is quite the wall. Bomb will go down. But Dennis takes the first frag on to Get Right.
Yes, he does. Bit of chaos here. But can NIP hold on to the side? It's 4 versus 4 now. It's very hard to hold on to this site, so lots of hope here for Fnatic. They have a bunch of smoke grenades as well to cut off angles, but frags traded again here. 1 for 1 for 1. Finally, an edge found by Fnatic, but time is ticking away slowly but surely. But how much time will they need? There's the frag through the smoke exists, finding the kill on the defusing player. There's still 2 more players on the site. More frags through the smoke from Exist. 1 versus 1 now to save this one. He's going to go forward. He knows they have to commit. Exist with 3 kills, saving the round for NIP, and critically 2 of them through the smoke into the panicking Fnatic players.
Brutal stuff. Not much you can do in that situation. No sandbags. Did him a solid, Dan, as they say. So what are Fnatic going to do? Indeed, they are going to force. They had some money. You can see the AWP coming out there onto Flusher. So I think JW had one of them had like 38.50 left in the hole after the buy from the previous round. So indeed, they will muster something into the next. And NIP going to be creeping in the back, and Dennis, that's a big frag since he's got one of the 3 rifles. There goes Wenton as well. AWP still in play, and the M4 into JW, but they need to get into position fast before we have smokes coming into upper, etc. It seems the save will be called, and escape will be made by the remaining Fnatic players. Smart play with 3 people alive.
Good to see the explosiveness from Pitts there in that situation. And Fnatic, yeah, it's going to be interesting now, because this will be really, really back and forth money-wise. If we quickly check the cash, I think we have a moment to do so. Look at that, both teams completely broke. Obviously, this is massive that NIP survive with 5 players here, because they're going to, all the bonus money they'll make from the bomb exploding, which would be $3,500, is going to reinforce them quite somewhat. Whereas Fnatic, they can actually force it up in the next round, but if they lose that, they are really screwed. In fact, if they lose 1 player here before the next round, they are also in some trouble. But it looks like they will actually hold on to all those players in the end. So we'll have to see if they can do anything with the AWP that was saved. That's probably going to be one of the keys. Maybe they will get it onto JW so he can like rush around with it somewhere, just push a fast angle, get a fast kill into the round. That could be a way back in.
The Eagle onto Crims, 5-7 onto Wenton and Dennis. Still in the early rounds of map 2, and Fnatic are fighting tooth and nail for every round on their CT side, which has afforded them only the 1 round so far. So we have this time we have a fast play from NIP over towards long, and we're going to have Flusher getting caught in a sandwich, but he will turn Get Right into the meat.
The meat has been made, but will the meat be consumed? We have, I don't know what that means, James. That sounds like, I'm trying to like work with your throws, but your throws are outrageous, James.
I'm ahead of my time, Dan.
He's been made into the meat. How do I use that? Anyway, the 5 versus 4 here. Fnatic with that advantage early on, and that position can often be very dangerous, but not punished. However, it will get some damage out there, so it is going to be a net gain of, well, a bunch of damage onto Freiburg. Freiburg is barely standing at this point, 12 health on him. And it would have been really annoying for him to die because he's got a Molotov and a flashbang. And the Molotov could be very serviceable towards JW's position. Obviously, Freiburg does not know he's that close. But will there be a nade for this? We have seen so many massive plays from the player on this position on the CT side. There's the pop flash. Was it good? Looks like it wasn't good enough. They kind of went behind him, actually, straight into the corner of JW, giving him an opportunity to get a frag here. He will do so, finishing off the weak Freiburg, but NIP are going to march forward, so through all of this danger, managing to find themselves onto the bomb plant potentially, but Crims still lurks on the site. Wenton comes in from the back. He picks up the M4 as well, so matters could be quite difficult here. The tap's coming in. Exist falls, and now it's a 2-on-1. Wenton looking for the clutch, but will he find it? Doesn't know where the second player is. He knows one is behind the, well, on the plant spot, but there you go. Forrest finds a good peak timing, and Wenton will die. But that's going to cripple Fnatic. That's a really good round for NIP to win. And what looked like a very back and forth start, in reality, it's a 5-1 now for NIP. So they've really won the correct rounds.
Indeed they have. So the aggression will have to slow down here for Fnatic. Some P250s picked up for the team, but the Kevlar will be a figment of their imagination, save for Flusher, who will have a bit more money than most. They will go for the CZ and the Kevlar. Arguably the strongest player with a CZ, at least the most prolific.
King of the CZ.
Unlike RPK, who's the king of the roof on his verdict there.
That's all right. That's for sure. Pitts will work onto connector, onto the stairs. He's going to push back up the toilets and inspect the lavatories. And the lavatories...
What's the hygiene rating, Dan?
I don't know how good they are as far as hygiene goes, but they seem to be somewhat serviceable. Besides that, they'll do a pinch.
Are they superior to the Portapuis on Cobblestone? That is the question.
Probably. They will do in a pinch. Let us see if Fnatic can hold on to this bomb site. I'm not very optimistic, James, because there's just one player there, and he's got a pistol. It's Wenton. It is Wenton, though.
He's close, though. He's close! And he's not going to be able to do anything with it, apart from some significant damage to exist. But can his team follow up? We've got the CZs coming in. That is a 3K with across 2 players there. So all of a sudden it's fallen apart for NIP, but Crims is the last man standing now, and he is nowhere near any rifles, which is a plus, but do NIP know where he is? It was Flusher and I think Dennis there getting those 3 frags on the corner.
James, like, Flusher, I'm telling you, king of the CZ, he fired like 3 bullets and 2 guys died. Just boom, they're dead. Holding an angle. It's like quick 3 bullets.
The tightest of angles. Glory was had, Dan, but the glory was brief as NIP continued to win rounds.
I mean, think about it this way, though. The damage that is accrued to the economy of NIP, it's being kept honest at this point. It wasn't being kept honest on Cobblestone.
Yeah, but speaking of honest, Fnatic have $350 across 5 players. That is the situation at the moment. Get Right avoiding the flashbangs, making his way into short B. That is a problem for Fnatic. Get Right is in short B with a minute 35 on the clock, and I don't see an attempt of a retake coming in for Fnatic in that area, and that's a problem.
Oh, that's a great nade.
That is a good nade.
I feel like Get Right's offended.
That could have been a lot worse though. He's lost 20 HP. But the problem is NIP can do whatever they want at the moment. The bomb is down though, and they've lost 2 players to Crims, who is still standing tall. NIP on the hunt, however, and they will trade him back. So now the CTs have no eyes towards the toilets. They saw where the bomb was, but they won't know where it will be, where it's going. They know that the Ts have control of short B, as aforementioned. 3 versus 3 though, and things will be tight for both sides.
You can see the rotation of Dennis there with the AWP. And also NIP, they decide to have a bit of a rotation themselves, going straight to the B side of the map. And Get Right still standing there, as he has been all around, just enjoying the grimy, dirty sewerage that is in that sewers area. And now his teammates finally are going to opt to synergize with him as they go for the B push. But the AWP is looming over the top. Dennis is repositioned here. He is very dangerous with that AWP. Nice entry from Exist. Long range, finds the headshot. But here is Dennis. When is the peak going to arrive? He doesn't peek in time to actually stop the plant from going down. There's the peak. He spots the barrel of the gun. That is so tantalizing. But will Forest ever peak? Forest will pick off Flusher. So Dennis has lost all of his teammates before a single player has availed himself to his position. And that is clear. That must surely be by design that NIP they don't peek that angle at all. There's no movement in that area at all. That's really smart from NIP, and that's going to be very rewarding. Because Dennis was waiting for it, James. He was waiting for someone to go there, but no one went there at all, ever.
He was teased, Dan, but ultimately denied, like many men in life.
Yeah, it was really smart stuff there.
7-1. This is another monstrous T half again. NIP chose to start on the T side after winning the knife round here. Back when we saw the earlier days of OVerpass, you'd often see 12-3 halves for the CT side. The map has since developed since then, and now we see NIP 7-1 up against Fnatic, sans Olofmeister. So Fnatic back on the Kevlar and pistols. We see aggression coming from the side, moving forward towards toilets, having a peek towards long, where they might spot 2-3 NIP players. We'll see if Flusher is willing to jump, or you can see he's facing the wall because he's expecting flashbangs. He wants to avoid them and then find the frags. Slowly does it, but he's got many Ts coming his way. How much damage can he do here? Spots Exist, has a HE in the hole as well. Not much damage to be done though, and Exist will wreck him for it. Defcam may give some information to the CTs. There's a lot of movement here from Fnatic, looking to push short A, it seems.
Yeah, they could get behind the push here, or that might be the attempt from Fnatic. 4 players in the toilets area. This is a toilets party. That doesn't sound very fun, but Fnatic will find a kill there, ganging up 4 versus 1 in the toilets, James. That is frankly not fair. Those odds reminds me of my school days, and we'll see whether or not Forest and Exist can get something done in this position. They need to reclaim the bomb. They're having to deal with this insurgency right now from the Ts, rather from the CTs, who have actually pushed their way onto 2 AK-47s as well. Now, has the bomb... Do they know exactly where the bomb is, the CTs? Is that information that they have? I wonder. We've got the rotation coming in around the playground area, so Exist is in a lot of trouble right now. Fnatic's Crims gets the money flank. That's the round. And it feels like Fnatic are having almost some more success in some of these kind of crazy rounds where they got pistols and they're like, okay, well, let's just try putting 4 guys in toilets. And I mean, that's their second round right there, but will NIP with their bank be able to crush them and reset them again? That's been the story, the unfortunate story for Fnatic.
All right, so we have 8 rifles on the 10 players in this round. NIP is starting to struggle. Indeed, you did say the economy was being kept honest, and Freiberg is being kept honest as well. Peeking, he will be punished, he will be sentenced, he will be reprimanded. And he'll be sent to the sin bin, as will Get Right. So a good start for Fnatic. Again, we've seen a few games recently where it's been a horrible, horrible start for one of the teams. I mean, NIP 7-1 up. It could still end up 8-7 in this half if Fnatic are able to break the money of NIP now and get some momentum going in their favour.
Could indeed. There's still we've got a setup here on 2 men on the toilets, 1 on long. So B is not. I mean, B is very passive. It's a very passive hold. It's kind of like on Cash when you see CT sides just play a guy on car, just like super defensive, play for retake, and JW will actually try to investigate, and he is going to find Pit, and Pit will find him, and it's going to be a 1 versus 1 again. Crims versus Pit, better, superior position. Element of surprise is good. Nice grenade there from Crims. That's a lot of damage to Forest. And Fnatic string around together. So Fnatic actually giving themselves an opportunity here. I was very afraid for them that they weren't going to get anything done at all on their CT side. But importantly, they convert, and NIP will have not much to work with. And as you mentioned, you know, previously, again, some of these rounds where they've done so much damage, the fact that NIP could not have full rifles there, that made a massive difference in that round. It really did.
Right then. NIP have been sent to the eco bin, the waste paper basket. They will not have much to offer. JW, they will be traded, but does it mean AWP picked up by the Ts? It does now. Pitt's picked it up with the man disadvantage for the side. How many picks can Pitt get? There's a tongue twister in there somewhere, Dan. Flusher. Ooh, he knows his angles. And that has not gone to plan. That is a Bardolph tier smoke on overpass.
It's not good, James. It's bad.
God Flusher in chat. Let me see it. Well, the T's slowly creeping up. Again, they're really relying on Pitt to get the frags there. And there's one for him. Prim's heavily tagged as well. But again, Flusher's weapon is too far away for the time being to be collected, to be used, to be exploited by the NIP side. They will just bide their time. 50 seconds on the clock. They can just wait. Hope the CTs peek the AWPer. Pitt needs to be holding the angle. He needs the CTs to peek him, to put themselves in his crosshair, to look for the information. But the CTs will know that as well. They know what's up. Everyone knows what's going on. But who will capitalize? The CTs coming in now to have a look. And there we go. Dennis feels no way then, as you might say in London.
London. Well, that surely exists in 20 seconds. And no Kevlar, he's dead. Very dead. And Pitt almost did it. I mean, a huge amount of work there. It's very interesting that, you know, Dennis was able to make it work by deciding, okay, I'm going to go aggressive. I'm going to get the info. And obviously, that picking angle, he probably realized, okay, knowing that the AWP is there, if he's still trying to pick here, this is going to be a good position to peek from. And he was correct. The 7-4 now. So slowly they'll climb back, Fnatic. They can even still win the half. Still a possibility for the Fnatic side. So we'll have to see if they are able to do that, or if NIP have some more strats to throw at them. This is a, I mean, we were helping throw out with some nades on this map, I remember, before the major.
Yes.
Don't know whether we should talk about them anyway, but
no.
But just the fact that, you know, he was doing a lot of work on this map.
Things are being tested.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, research is being done. So we will see how drilled NIP are on this map as it continues. We've got 2 plays over towards long for Fnatic, but they're starting to move back as 2 plays for NIP start to move into long. I don't know if people were seen by both sides. But again, NIP just slowly clearing the area towards A while Get Right lurks in short B. He's moving away now though. But Fnatic probably won't dare to check that position. Look at Crims, look at the brazen position of Crims there. Sees a shadow, he is baited, he's hungry for it, Dan. But he was denied, no meal for him.
No, indeed not. But Flush is there on the same position basically. Will they expect it? Probably not, but the flash goes in behind the smoke. Flusher still somehow gets 2 kills out of that, despite staring straight into the flash, James. Amazing. Maybe he should rename himself to Flasher, I don't know. We've got the kills coming in though from Forest. First kill onto JW. Let's see if there is a follow-up here from Fnatic. The bomb was planted. And NIP looking fairly good in this round now that they've gotten after plant positions. Wenton and Dennis coming in. Wenton with a quick snap there, but can't quite get the connections he needs to get the frag. Get-Right's on 2 HP, so Exist and Forest really need to stay alive here. Get-Right's pretty much not going to be able to do too much in this round if he's ever discovered, and it's like Forest will finally get eliminated. Get-Right will show himself, but Get-Right, he can't really fight with this HP, so he's just going to try to bait and just hide and waste time, and he's doing it perfectly. Wenton, what can he do here? It's such a hard position. Oh, Get-Right's spraying before Wenton even comes around the corner. Get-Right is a smart player, and that's the 8-4 scoreline as Fnatic start to run out of money again. But the same can be said for NIP. In fact, this round is very critical because it's worth 2 for both teams.
It is a pivotal round, Dan.
It is. I mean, this is either the 10-4 for NIP or it's the 6-8. Those are 2 very different scorelines.
Yes, they are. So, the nades have been opted for on the NIP side. Quite a few flashes. Pitt going for the slow approach. Who's going to win a duel? Wenton does, and he does not get traded just yet. Indeed, he will now. Oh my God. Everyone's dead, Dan. There are 5 players left here. Man advantage for the CTs. Oh, the creep from Forest, not spotted by Dennis's position. And Dennis may have a blind spot now if Forest goes for the peak, but if Get Right tries to walk through the smoke, then he could be punished as well.
Surely Forest knows. Nice nade.
There's a bit of a giveaway now as to the position of Dennis. And now Forest could be in a position to punish, although we see a rotation from Flusher now. I do wonder if Forest would have heard it. Is Flusher smart enough to check his close left, or is he going to give himself up? Indeed, it will be the latter. Dennis alone now. Insta-trade coming in 9-4. Fnatic broken.
I got to say, that's a really amazing way to play that round. Right at the end there, Forest walking into that position, then just waiting. Obviously, Exist is still not necessarily in the best and most ideal spot to try to help them. So, you know, that's also another key aspect of why Forest chooses to wait there. But the fact that Fnatic are a little bit antsy, and as they are a player down, they want the information to see if there's a rotation or not. We see that eventual peak, and Forest just gets a free frag. That's so cool to see.
Yeah, I think they must have made a read on them eventually, checking Monster. Speaking of which, Pit's going to get the first frag there onto Dennis, and that's going to be a big problem for the CT side. They don't have much in the name of utility already, and it's not helping with that frag coming in. Wenton about to face, but he gets flashed immediately. Pit needs to keep his gun out now. We've got CTs coming in from short. Wenton biding his time while he's seeing it close. JW almost with a two-man spray down, tags Freiberg some more. Freiberg and Pit heavily tagged. Down goes Wenton, though. Flames in the water, but no frags coming in for the CT side yet. 3 versus 5.
Yeah, this is really hard to deal with, isn't it? Just pistols, still a bunch of flashbangs to delay the Fnatic players. They've got no kit as well, so any delay is somewhat brutal for them. And NIP, with that monster push, the 5-man monster push against, they might actually have expected not the full force here, but there was, I mean, 2 force spies is what they got, and it looks like Fnatic are going to be able to get some kills here right at the end. Crims is going nuts at the moment, picking up a double. But Flush is just very happy to save his AK-47 into the next round. And they're generally just happy to get some kills. But of course, this is the last round now, and LIP have enough to get a solid buy in there, I do believe. Although, yeah, there we go. They are okay for the buy. Fnatic, on the other hand, quite a different story. It's actually like really amazing that an AK was saved. That's going to make a big difference here for Fnatic. In fact, that could be the key for them to actually take this, or be able to take this round.
NIP accrued 11 rounds on their T side on the previous map. Will they do the same here? The hard pressed to bet against them, looking at the inventory of the Fnatic team at present. Well, aggressive nades flying in there. Get Right, doing a jump that Edward used to do quite a lot back in Navi's early days on OVerpass. Never got punished for it though. I always felt like against that team, an AWP should simply hold an angle there. Free kill, never happened. Well, Crims now, close to long, Flash is coming in, but he will get the first kill onto Exist. Traded by Forest though. The numbers running out here for Fnatic. 2 versus 3 though, so things still to be done. Dennis getting a headshot onto Forest.
Absolutely, 3 versus 2 is going to be interesting here. Ooh, good position for Dennis. Although I say that, he did get just shot straight in the face. So Wenton, the new addition against 3. Can he get anything done here? Is he going to check this spot? Looks like he won't. That's the 11-4. NIP, my god, their T sides are something to be reckoned with. I'm quite impressed that they managed to get that many rounds, especially when we saw the early start to the game, because NIP picked the T side, they win the pistol, everything's looking great for them, but then they face against the Force. I believe they won that with 4 of the Force players actually retreating, and those players actually saved those guns into the third round, and then they proceeded to kill NIP. Yes. Which was, that's not according to the plan of NIP. You know, usually that's when they're going to clean up and get good economy, but their economy is sent into turmoil immediately. So Fnatic really set themselves up to be able to circumvent NIP's, you know, very economical style. But instead, there's like a string of 5 rounds won by NIP directly afterwards. They had just enough for a buy, and they managed to just, you know, just push past that rough patch. And it was business as usual. And Fnatic was struggling to come up with any answers. And it's hard to say that. I mean, can we really expect a similar T-side from Fnatic? I think that's hard to ask for.
Yeah, I think this might be a little more difficult here. And again, we know that NIP have been doing a lot of research on OVerpass, and it seems to be paying off for the time being. So into the second half we go. 7-round deficit for Fnatic. The pistol will be essential.
The other thing as well is that, and as I mentioned in the sort of the pre-game of this one, is that I feel like this map is where that you can get miles out of the CT side in comparison with Cobblestone, where you can't really do that much in the way of creativity. And so I think that's going to be really beneficial for NIP. So we'll have to see how that works out. I'm really looking forward to it. We'll have to see how things develop with the pistol. And we have so many players here for NIP on the B side of the map. There's only one towards A, and we've got 2 in sewers, 2 in the B side itself.
Full control, my friend.
Oh, Garro's going to get the bomber. Oh my god, that's massive, that play. Will NIP reinforce this? They could. There's 2 players by Monster. They can just go through and help Get Right and secure this position. This is ridiculous.
This is uncharted territory for this situation with a 4 versus 5. This is weird. How do Fnatic retake this? They have 2 people from the T-spawn side and 2 people over towards Connector. So tough times ahead for the Fnatic side. Quite the challenge. And there's a range advantage for NIP, so they'll go for the double peek. Flusher has to be perfect with this smoke grenade, and it looks good. So that is a strong advantage. We see the pot shots coming in. The flash as well, so the nade man doing the work for his team. JW's gone down towards Connector, however, as has Crims. 4 versus 2. Bomb is collected, but what more can be done? Fnatic going towards short B, trying to close the distance and use those Glocks. Moving towards the upstairs now. Again, we have Forest towards long. We will see if the T's choose to head there. No, they're going straight through the toilet. So 4 versus 2 in a round Fnatic cannot afford to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Very scary, very scary. The bomb plant will be attempted, and perhaps even won here by Fnatic's last 2 players, but still, looks like they should lose the round here. This is just too many players, and there is the remaining kills from Get Right. I think he picked up a triple in this round. And I do wonder if there's like a level of knowledge of the tendencies of Fnatic in the OVerpass T side, because putting 4 players on B is actually kind of a ballsy move, because B, that's the retake side. That's like on cash, stacking everyone on A. That's what that's like, and then they rush B, and then you just look like, well, you don't like auto lose, but it's much harder to retake that bomb site than it is the A bomb site on this map than it is the B site. So typically you wouldn't see that kind of a play, and it really caught Fnatic off guard. So maybe NIP had a read. Maybe it's hard to have a read on Fnatic. Vugo might just have mixed everything up. Maybe it's hard to call these days, but quick smoke there from Get Right into Monster, and we'll see the anti-eco be played by NIP on the CT side. Not much to hope for, really, with just 5 PT50s, but...
No, they're going for the buy as soon as they can. They got the bomb plant down, so they will seek to destroy, and they'll need to do so for a number of rounds. Again, that smoke that Get Right did lands on the CT side of Monster, the bomb site side of Monster, which I think is ultimately quite a dangerous smoke for the CTs. Which actually, ironically, Olofmeister used to punish. Drop a flash. You would just walk into the end of it, drop a flash, and then go in there and start flagging people. Easy for NIP on this solid eco from Fnatic. A non-round, and the buy comes in, and this is where Fnatic need to deliver repeatedly in quick succession.
Absolutely, this is the round. And considering I say that, there are 2 smokes on Fnatic right now, and 4 flashbangs. So there's not a lot of utility to work with. You know, often in a round like this, it's very hard to take the A side of the map because you have to go for raw aim battles. But considering that there's no AWP, and Pit's on a UMP and there's a P90 on Freiburg, there is actually a lot of potential here for Fnatic to just win these aim battles towards the A side of the map without the assistance of too many grenades. And by the time they get to the bomb site, assuming they don't use any more grenades, they're going to have 3 nades in total, including 1 smoke, to actually take the site. And there's some info early on. Wenton takes down Forest. Forest did do some damage. Wenton and Dennis, rather, both very low. And Pit will get out of there. T's tagged up now, but he gets the info. That was a close call. If Pit goes down there, that is a problem.
Yeah, that's the round is already over at that point. But you know, Pit is limited in his opportunities to even things up for his team because he will surely be checked down. He's only got 24 HP. But look at this Freiburg with the God tier P90 skin, the Death by Kitty, coming in for the flank. But he is far away and he is moving very slowly. There are 50 seconds left on the clock. His team have 1 smoke and he's the one with it, so they can't even really slow down the T's significantly in this situation. Like he's just coming up towards Connector here. And this may be all too late. Get Right almost getting a 2-man spray down, but his team are disappearing around him. Just he and Exist remaining. Now Get Right's charging into the fight with a P90, and Exist must stay alive, but down he goes. But there we go. Freiburg will stop the bomb plant coming in for now. 1 versus 2. And the bomb will be quickly collected, and I think the rotation might come in towards the bomb site. Crims is holding back for his team. Oh, they planted it on optimal, so
Oh my god,
he gets the first kill, but not the second.
Oh my god.
A tough test for Fnatic, a dangerous weapon, but they will survive for now, the Fnatic side. 8 rounds behind.
Yeah, and I wonder if they'll, I was gonna say, like, I wonder if NIP will just buy, because if they find a way to win this round, and they can have a buy, and as we can see, although it's not amazing, Fnatic's buy is not amazing either. No AWP, not a full amount of grenades, 2 Galils instead of 5 AKs. So, and if they win this round, Fnatic are reset and they have absolutely no money. That's basically game over. If NIP win this round, there's just nothing for Fnatic to work with. I mean, always they can work with their players because their players are damn good, but still, the odds would be low at that point. So, had to see how NIP decides to handle this one with their less than optimal weapons, should we say. And they are opting to go very passive, in fact, not even trying to hold any CT angles. So giving Fnatic an element of respect. Also due to the fact that they realize that Fnatic have a lot of grenades. All of that, combines to be this factor, which is overwhelmingly strong for Fnatic against any cheeky SMG plays, close on any close angles. So they'll just stick to the bomb sites. And Fnatic have used a lot of grenades here to get to the bomb sites. So that's okay. That works in NIP's favor as well. But here they come. So they'll be the first man knocking at the door almost of the A bomb site. But who will respond?
Yeah, NIP had control of short B, as you can see there. They took it with a Molotov, and Freiberg with the P90 putting in work, smoking off the connector door where Fnatic appeared to be headed. And he's picked up the Galil. I think he should have stayed with the P90. I mean, why would you ever pick another gun over a P90 then? Turns away at the absolute worst time and gets punished for it.
Exists with a UMP. Is that really all that stands for this defense on B? It looks like that's the case. Gets completely destroyed, and does get right. And Pit is going to come in from the top here. He quickly realizes that this is a lost cause. But his gun, holding his gun in his armor, and his 2 flashes, they don't have to be lost cause. He's going to fall back and fall away. And Pit will save, so will Forest. We'll have to see if they can stay alive for the entirety of the rest of this round. But Fnatic buy themselves something to work with, some space, something. But we'll have to see how far that will go. Now, NIP, I just want to see what happens when the AWP is in play. Because NIP are an interesting side insofar as they, Forest and Pit can both AWP very well. And, those will generally be the 2 main AWPers for the team. But they don't have to rush to the AWPs. They can play low economy. They can play without AWPs. They can play with all sorts of setups on the weapons. We saw that in the previous match on Cobblestone on the CT side that Pit had the opportunity to go for an AWP, but he didn't pick it up till later. And I think part of that is because, again, maybe the threat approach, understanding that Pit can be a very good rifler, that they don't have to rush to that. They can just play more economically sound and not risk the touch of the AWP early. But into the next round we go. And it's essentially an eco here for NIP. 2 save rifles and a P250 for Freiberg. That's it.
Yeah, Fnatic with bodies over towards the B bomb site on this occasion, although they're not just yet venturing into short B. So they will bide their time and try and identify where these 2 M4s are. Got a passive play from Wenton towards upper. JW is holding angles towards connector, which is always important, especially when you have somebody moving into short B as the Ts have now, because the CTs can often pop out through connector. So JW holds an angle on the door, then that's going to go well. So 2 frags for both sides around a monster area. Pitt still alive with an M4, throws it to his teammate, and he will go to retrieve the other one, I believe, with a flashbang as well, but doesn't make it. Finished off by the MAC-10.
Yeah, it's going to be tough now. No armor left on the 2 players, but seeing crazier things. And Fnatic with a smart play, deciding to double back to the B, or the A bomb site rather. And let's see if that's going to be the winner. Looks like it should be. They're going all the way around, the long way around. One of the reasons why this is, although the longer route, I guess maybe partially why it's called A long, is better is just because it's much easier to trade and check for positions despite not having presence there earlier in the map. Obviously, the rotation that happened, they can be fairly sure that there's going to be nothing going on here. So they'll get the plant, and the rifles will be saved here by NIP, as they can't realistically expect to do a retake with no kit and no Kevlars.
Well, how many rounds can Fnatic claw back then? They started with a 9-round deficit, which will soon be closed to 6. NIP, their loss bonus will continue to grow, so their buys will get stronger and stronger, and the test will become more difficult for Fnatic as it proceeds. If you are just joining us, NIP are 1 game up, having taken Cobble. And we are now to OVerpass, which was the pick of Fnatic, but an 11-4 half for NIP puts them in a very strong position.
One of the cool things for me with Fnatic and NIP right now, well, I guess more so NIP, it's a little bit sad that obviously, it's great to see Wenton on Fnatic for, to fill in for Olofmeister whilst he's away, but it's sad to see that Fnatic can't play at their full strength, their full routine, because one of the sad things storyline-wise for a while was that the NIP Fnatic matchup was always such a classic, the Swedish derby almost, and then NIP had such a slump for like 18 months that every time Fnatic would play them, it would just be almost well, not that exciting anymore. But now we've got a real rivalry again, and here goes the counter grenade. Not going to find too much.
Crim's looking to play the piano on Freiburg's face, just missing the tap though. We have a boost coming in from the CTs, and Crim's, he's going to get caught going into the door, but he just manages to survive with 16 HP, reverse boost. You don't see it that being even that effective, despite not having the kill very often. So Fnatic moving away from B now after an initial presence. They will leave 1 lurker. I think it's JW. No, it's not. While the rest of the team approach A, see what is going on, see what the format is, the layouts, the setup, the formation of the NIP side. I think Forest is playing the off angle at the end of long, the kind of sneaky blind spot, which Crims did check last time, although this is an Inferno-esque flashbang that he is setting up. I haven't really seen this from that position before. We'll see how it pays off when he chooses to deploy it. Only Wenton is there for the time being. The flash comes in, but the smoke will obscure his vision, and he will be the one to get tagged. Now he's forced to escape before the Fnatic side push through. Hit getting 1 kill, traded by Dennis. 4 versus 4 now, and it's Mayhem on the side. Still a lurker, so it's going to be a flank from Fnatic as well.
Forest will finally get a kill though towards long, just not from long. And now it's going to be Fnatic in trouble. Crims on 16 health. Dennis is going to be helping Crims trying to get into this B bomb side. They have the bomb and Exist on the angle. The flash was really good. Wow, how does Crims not die? Finally though, the spray comes in and Exist finds a second as well before the bomb can be safely planted. And that is the round for NIP. Putting them on 14. Fnatic are really in trouble at this point. There's so many rounds to get back. And of course, NIP won the first map. So NIP 2 maps away from a 2-0. And I do believe NIP are doing quite well in ECS currently as well. We'll have to check the rankings at some point.
Yeah, their money's not fantastic though on the NIP side. Well, it's not great for either team, but if NIP get reset, then they may struggle. And that might be the push that Fnatic need to catch up. They currently have half the score in the second map of NIP. Half the score, so lots of breathing room for Threat's team. Down for the time being. Sprays coming in either end. It is important, especially if you're going to throw that smoke that Get Right does, which lands all the way on his side. Then I do believe it's important to go for those sprays, and you will need an M4A4 for that. Otherwise, you may completely run out of bullets with the silenced M4. So Fnatic starting to move towards toilets now. Forest has gone to that spot we first saw Sean Gares hold on long. Around the menu. Perhaps he's hungry. The hit's gone down though. No answer from NIP just yet.
Absolutely, this is looking better here for Fnatic, but this 1 versus 1 important. Forest picks up the kill, and that just cuts off the split. Essentially, the split was 1 player on long and 3 from the toilets. So now Forest can submit his attention towards the main push, which is going to make life harder for Fnatic. Nades in though to try to ease things slightly. But there's a lot of easing to be done as NIP reinforce the bomb site. So Crims with the headshot onto Exist. Again, things a little bit easier. Look how they just stand out there like a mob. Just threatening, and the shadow gives the game away. Oh, they walk into the spray there. Get Right finds 2 and a 3rd as well, with Freiburg helping out. They're 15-7, claimed by NIP, surviving with 2 players at the end of the round. A buy is in for them. Lots of cash to splash for potentially what could be the last round. There's not a lot of money here for Fnatic. They are in desperate times.
Yes, we could be at the end here for Fnatic in this best of 3. Still to come, Liquid versus Luminosity, and Luminosity versus Optic in the North American segment. But for now, let's see how far Fnatic can go in this second map. Again, this is their pick. They lost the first one. Almost became close towards the end. Ooh, Forrest caught with an ace in his hand. There's only one rifle on this Fnatic side. They've got 4 players with mere pistols, the odd grenades here and there. This is quite dire for the former major champions. There we go. An advantage actually for Fnatic. They haven't managed to pick up a rifle from Freiburg, but he is down. Minute 15 on the clock. Bomb moving towards short B. 2 players still outside connector, and the Forest might be coming in for a push through toilets actually. Here's footsteps. Could get a 2-man spray down. It will be 0. So 5 versus 3. Fnatic not out of this yet.
The jumping tech line, too strong. Too strong. And now it's going to be tied, which is really indeed. The situation for Tees is actually pretty good here. They could just barrel into either site, and the numbers advantage should be too much to handle, but we'll have to see if NIP can find some frags on these setups. Oh, there's the first one. The second one, both players here exist, and GetRight turning their attention to the right spots at the right time. The concentrated fire from the rifles is going to provide an excellent result, leaving NIP in a 3 versus 2 advantage. However, the health on GetRight and Exist is quite low. They are fragile players right now. 1 bullet from that deagle on either player, and they are dead. 15 seconds to go. GetRight finds another frag as Fnatic are pressed to make the push. The time is against them. They've got to go for it, and there you go. It's closed out. 16-7. NIP finding themselves a 16-11 on the first map, Cobblestone, and then a 16-7 here on Overpass. NIP doing NIP things, having massive T-halves as they have now been characterized to do, and they are doing really well on all the leagues right now. NIP are really having a massive resurgence with Threat on board.
Yeah, 11-4 T-halves on both maps there, Cobblestone and Overpass. Very different 3 maps to what we've seen in previous matches this entire week, really. And again, just a solid performance from NIP, looking super sharp there. Great T-halves, they look fantastic.
And also, actually, one thing to say as well is that tend to say, a lot of credit gets thrown Threat's way, but also the timing with Pit joining the team was also more or less the same timing that Threat was joining the team as well. So, Threat essentially, Pit essentially replacing Alu, or the long string of AWPers that, that were basically being put into the team. And NIP were looking at a lot of AWPers for a while. Of course, Michael Lele was the previous one to Alu. And now they've got Pit, who's an all-rounder and AWPs very well also. So credit does need to be thrown his way into the fact that he's a very adaptable player and he's playing very well for the team.
Yeah, the NIP are looking like the team to beat. We'll see if that continues here in Europe, but we will be going on to North America in about 2 hours from now. So we have a double Luminosity header here, their 2 final matches of the inaugural season of ECS. So look out for that a bit later on. Thanks for tuning in to Europe. If you won some Cobblestone cases today, then congratulations on the crap that you were unboxed. Maybe we'll do some more a bit later on. See you in 2 hours.